Hello, everyone. It's Reverend Robin with Healing with Reverend Robin. The other day, I posted a short on these. I'll show it to you there. Um, if you are on uh, Ask Your Spirit Guides, Karen's page, she has a small business directory, and I purchased these at a very reasonable price. I must say. Um, That's one of them. The other one is, oops, boy, you go backwards on this. Um, anyhow, so I got those at Personally Yours. Um, and if I remember right, it was under $20. But Karen's done a great small business directory on her page that everyone that has small businesses around the area can partake in. um, I'm on there doing the Reiki and distance healing and stuff like that. But anyhow, I wanted to put these back on there because of the fact I took it off because I had personal information on the sheet of paper that I showed. So I just wanted to, and what we do with these is we use the pendulum to get answers. Ask your spirit guides, and I'm having fun learning how to use it because I've never used this before. I mean, I've used my pendulums, but that was that. Anyhow, um, I have a cat that's sitting here watching mom on the computer. She's going, what? And of course, that's the dog's head down there. Um, yeah, that way over there. And the cat's sitting over here too on the coffee table or on the end table. She seems to think this is fun. But anyhow, lighting's a little bit better. I had to shut the overhead light off because it was just doing weird things with my hair coloring and stuff. So, and yes, I did change the hair coloring. It now looks like I put a bottle of burgundy wine on my head. But the bangs are going because it's so humid up here in Western New York. Today we're supposed to be 90 plus degrees and a lot of humidity. So air conditioning is cranking because when you get to be my age, you need the air. Anyhow, so today we're going to talk a little bit about chakras, a little bit more. And I want to talk about your root chakra, or not the root chakra, the solar plexus. Solar plexus is where we honestly get a lot of our power from. If that's out of whack, you can have a tendency of letting others take your power, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep your power and, keep yourself safe that way. But we all have energy fields around us, and everything affects our energy fields, whether it's food, the air, pollution, whatever. So that's how, we want to deal with that type stuff. But there's another thing that we use, and let me use this for a second for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a medical doctor. I've just learned through my own stuff that I've had to do. But we have a book on reflexology, and your feet have all of your organs to it. I'm trying to get that as close as possible and not have it go blurry, which it's going blurry on me. But anyhow, so your feet have a lot. When your feet and your back and your neck, everything's out, your body doesn't work right. So, but we also have in here, see if I can find the meridians, because the meridians go throughout the whole body, and stress can affect it, and diet can affect it. But the meridian lines pretty much go like that. all the way through your body, from your feet to your hands, all the way. So the more you can study up on all of this stuff, the better you are for trying to heal yourself. On the map of the feet, okay, you've got the brain, and we have the brain and the mouth and the nose, nostrils, the neck, the sinuses, and it goes down and down and down. And each part of the toes is that area. So a lot of times when I have a cold, I'll put a little Vicks on my feet, or a little lavender or eucalyptus on my feet, especially if I'm having problems sleeping and stuff. And then we've got different parts of the feet for the different organs. So, I mean, if you want to really, because I'm just going to give you guys rough analysis and stuff. I want people to honestly do their own research on things. Whatever I say, don't take it, as the gospel. Just double check everything. Everything you hear from anybody, do your research on everything, because, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of times when my feet are bad that I like to do this, because it relaxes my feet and it relaxes the whole body. But, I mean, I make sure even when I'm doing Reiki that I handle the feet. And we don't, if you go to somebody that does Reiki and does this, that's considered a massage. In Reiki, you touch, you lift your hand, and you touch. Usually the places I touch are going to be your joints, your wrist, your elbows, your shoulders, your kneecaps, bottom of your feet, your ankles. I'll do the top of your head, because you can't mix unless you are a massage therapist. You cannot, do that type slide on people if you are doing Reiki. You have to lift your hands. But that's, I had one woman that came in that wanted me to touch because she had breast cancer. I don't touch private areas. That's not what we're supposed to do. And for ethics, that's our ethics. We can't do that. I don't care who the person is. You can be an inch above, or 2 inches above, but you cannot touch the private areas. That's a big, huge no-no. Okay. But I highly recommend getting yourself a book on reflexology. I think I've got 3 or 4 different ones on the reflexology that breaks. You can see where all the different organs and stuff are. And even with the chakras are correlated with the different organs. So if you're having problems with a certain organ, find either in the reflexology, or you can even go online and punch up reflexology and get a map of it. And it will show you where the your points are and what you can do to alleviate that pain and stuff. Last night I had to put a wedge under my hip because I have 5 herniated discs in my back, and my hip has a tendency of twisting on me. And then I wind up in a lot of pain. So last night I put a wedge under my hip to turn the hip back to the position it was supposed to be in. Then I could fall asleep. Otherwise, I'm not one that likes to take medications for the pain and stuff. So I'm just doing everything natural. The least amount of medications you can shove in your body, the better you are. If you want to do herbs, check out the different herbs and stuff and what's good for what part of your body. I do have someplace here a huge book on herbs and their different healing properties and stuff. So I highly recommend, checking out herbs, checking out the reflexology, checking out, what else? I will be bouncing back and forth about different things because that's just how God has me operate. Different fruits and vegetables for different things that are bothering you. When we become our own advocates and start treating ourselves or going to a homeopathic doctor or, somebody that does alternative healings, you can find out a lot more. You can get more help that way. The boyfriend was having so much shoulder problem, and I did Reiki, I think maybe 2 or 3 times on it. He has not had any problems with that shoulder since, and it has been, let me see. I did it before we moved in here, and we moved in here in 2019. So it's been at least 7, 8 years. And he hasn't needed me to redo the Reiki in that spot. He has other aches and pains, as we all do as we age, due to lovely arthritis and whatever else. So I just, he's the one that, and the animals, they love their Reiki. So if you've got an animal that's not feeling well and you're not in my area, look into finding somebody that can work on animals. It's, a nice additive. And I'm finding, because of the fact that my dog's got a very sensitive stomach and I can't have gluten in the house, what I'm doing is he's on a gluten-free diet, grain-free. And the doctors have said his vets have said that's fine for him because my health comes first. But I noticed we accidentally picked up the wrong bag of dog food for him the other day, and it had barley in it. And he had the hotsy trotsies for the whole week. So I had to get him off of that and get him back onto the grain-free stuff that I usually get him. But I'm trying to get him less of the processed foods and giving him more. We used to always give dogs table scraps, and I'm getting back to doing table scraps. I'll make a small boneless, skinless chicken breast. Hi, kitty cat. And I'll split it with him. He gets part of it and I get part of it. And he gets it with his vegetables. Hi, sweetheart. He likes green beans. He likes carrots. He likes dried cranberries. So I throw that stuff in and he gobbles it down, and his weight is fine. He likes his food. And I only give him about a cup and a half of dry food. And I picked up one that was freeze dried instead of where they bake it so long and they take out all the properties that are good for the dog, So that's what I'm doing there for that. The cat's on a special medication. Well, one, she's 17 or 18. I got her as a rescue from a friend who got her from the SPCA. And the girl couldn't keep her in the house. She either didn't like the woman's kids or she didn't like the woman's other cats. Not too sure. But she kept coming to my door, and she liked my standard poodle at the time. So she got a relationship going with the dog, and so I wound up with her. And she wound up with an upper respiratory, so I took her in, had her paperwork changed so that I was listed as her owner. And that's another thing. Make sure your animals are microchipped. My dog's got a chip and the cat's got a chip, and everybody knows who's who. That way, in case somebody gets out. But she's on special kidney stuff. She never would eat dry or canned food. Now she'll eat the canned food for me. But I know that she doesn't have really much longer. So I just make her as comfortable as possible. And, she just keeps headbutting me. So I just let her do her thing. But anyhow, the chakras, we want to keep track of your chakras. What I always do is a meditation to open all of my chakras, to spin them in the direction that they need to go, because some go clockwise, some go counterclockwise. So that's a good area to also check into. But I wrote down some notes. Because as I said, the chakras, the meridians, those are all energy pathways through the body. And we have an aura. I still can't find my aura pictures. I'm hoping they're in my filing cabinet here that I can check and see. Because, I guess he's decided he's going to go into Dad's office and maybe sleep in there. Who knows? He likes to do that at night when Chris is doing his radio show. So it always gives me a break because I have him all day. And then he's such a little Klingon. We got him just before COVID started. We got him as a rescue from Open Arms in Akron, New York. And we've had him since January of 2020. And he is very clingy. He doesn't like it when I leave the house. He doesn't like being alone. So if he's upstairs sleeping and we come down here to do work in our offices, he gets all nervous and jerky and comes flying down the stairs to see where we went. What are you crying about? He's gotta cry and say, "Hey, I'm here too. You talking about me, Mom?" So anyhow, we want to keep all of our body parts, our chakras, our meridians open so that we can do the healing. But you also want to, if you're around people that are negative, you can also learn to put kind of shield yourself so that you're not absorbing the negative from other people, because God knows there's enough negative energy out there. So if you can keep your vibration high, one of the ways to raise your vibration, if you feel like you're a little low in vibration, is clap your hands. That raises your vibration. If you want, put some music on, do a little dancing, that raises your vibration. Keep yourself in a higher vibration. Because right now, the planets and stuff, right now we got things going. I think tomorrow something goes, it might be Mercury, goes retrograde. So, you got to stay in tune. If you don't listen to any of the astrologers, please do. There's Kathy Rose, there's Pam Gregory, there's Steve Judd, there's Rick Levine, Debbie Silverman, and there's a few other ones. I can't remember Dabney's last name, but she's also good. And really, Ty? Blue Lotus, Karen does good. So, you want to keep yourself informed, so watch the planets, watch everything just to keep your energy up. We are going to have some wonky times, end of July. August is going to be kind of a heated month on different things. So keep your how do I want to say it? Keep yourself informed on things. Don't believe everything you hear. Check it out for yourself. One of the news sources, if you want to listen to a news source that gives you all three different, it'll give you left leaning, right leaning, and center, would be Ground News. You can check them out. Um, but, you know, there's so many different things going on that you still want to do your joy. You still want to be happy. You still want to live your life. Okay. Right now, I mean, I got to go out and it's 90 and I'm not going to do it till later because I got to go through the garden and see what all is coming up. I've already picked my first zucchini and it's only early July. And we just put the garden in the end of May because New York State has such a short time frame for gardening up here. But so that's what I've probably got probably 15 zucchinis coming up, and I don't like the real big ones. I like to keep them smaller because you get more flavor out of them. I think the other ones are too seedy, and I don't like a lot of seeds with my zucchinis. So, I mean, if I'm going to do a zucchini bread, I'll use a bigger one. But for stir fries and stuff like that, our yellow squash, I've got one, I think, growing there. The one other plant died on me, so I'm not going to have as many yellow squash as I do zucchini. Cucumbers, I got tons of flowers, but I don't have a cucumber yet. I have to check to see if the flowers are male or female, because if you don't know anything about gardening, Tiger, stop it. If you don't know anything about gardening, you need to have female flowers and male flowers so that the bees can pollinate each other. And that's how you get your vegetables. A lot of people don't know that. If you don't seem to have a lot of bees in your area, use a Q-tip and do it in each, so you can pollinate each. I've been doing gardening since I was 16 with my father, so you'll learn a few tricks along the way. So, but anyhow, I just thought I'd touch base and give you a little info on stuff. I am working on some meditations to do, so I'll probably be getting that done within the next month. So it's it's what I still have to find somebody. I was going to have the boyfriend put up the new cabinets in the kitchen, but he's not really a handyman. He's a white collar guy and he's in sales. And, I knew he really was putting it off doing it. So I finished painting the cupboards. So they're all ready to go. I got to make phone calls when I get off of here and see if I can I like to get at least 3 different quotes on things because I used to be in the construction field. So I know, make sure you get your quotes and don't take the lower or the highest. Check them out. Also do a research on, you want to see jobs that they've done and the people have been happy about, because too many people get burned with construction guys. I know that fact. My ex-husband was a roofer insider and did, construction jobs. And the one company I worked for did that. I was always the one that they'd bring me back the amounts and different things, and I'd do the quotes up. So I'm not a dummy when it comes to that type stuff. So I know what to look for, what not to look for. And so I'm now looking we want to put a sliding glass door in the kitchen, but it's got to be a 4-footer, not a 5-footer, because the kitchen space is smaller. And then stairs to go down, because eventually we're going to put a patio, not a deck, but a patio off the back. So right now, I think I'm going to let you guys go because the cat's over here taking off with my pendulum, and all my paperwork, because that's just what she does at 17 or 18 years old. She likes to see what she can get into, because that's what cats do. So you guys all have a great day, and please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As I said before, I am new on here and I would like to get an audience. I will get better at doing this. So you guys all have a great day. Bye.